Okay, so now we have aligned, we cut our 6 repeats, we laid them going in the same direction on top of each other. We used 6 pins to align them. We did this side, and then the middle, and then this side. Everything's laying nice and flat. Now this is the, where we're going to guesstimate. We're going to look at this edge right here. We've got 6 layers, and we're kind of pulling it up and looking at it, and I'm guessing how much do I have to cut off to get them all even. And I'm looking at mine, because sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's a 1/2 inch, sometimes it's just 1/4 inch. I'm thinking on this one, if I take off 1/4 inch, I'm going to get all these layers ending in the same place. Now what we do on this, the 1/4 inch line on this end, it's like whatever piece of fabric is sticking out the farthest. So I've got a piece here I can see, I got my 1/4 inch mark on him, and then wherever I end up, because they're all sticking out different, because they're all uneven. I got my 1/4 inch on whatever's sticking out here. Now I'm going to, I got stuff in the way over here, my air filter. Spread your fingers. Get your pinky out so that the edge doesn't move. I'm going to starting to cut very slowly. Move my hand down so I can. Okay, now I'm moving my ruler down, putting it on whatever's sticking out the 1/4 inch is sticking out the farthest. Got my pinky out. That's why you need a real sharp blade. Okay. And what I like to do is I'll pull this that I cut off. See if I got all 6 layers. See, there's 1, 2, salvage to salvage, 3, 4, 5. What did I do? I must have counted wrong. 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, he's real skinny, but it looks like I got all 6 layers. That means they're all perfectly flat right here. I'm looking at my edges. See how it's aligned. Oh, it's just amazing to me. 6 pins, and we have this aligned. This is a thing of beauty. Okie dokie. So, another reason we use the flower pins is because we are putting the ruler right over it. So we have to have something that lays flat. Now for this particular process, we're going to cut 3 3/4 inch strips. We're not cutting 4 inch strips because we're building in wiggle room in case there are any mistakes and we have to even up. I actually did one where I cut my strips. I cut 1 1/2 inch strips, so I made little teeny tiny hexagon blocks. Should have had that out to show you. Oh well. Okay, this is another one where you've got to pay attention to where you're putting your ruler. I hope this light isn't, let me turn that off. I think it's shining right on my ruler. Okay, we're going to do 1 3/4 inches. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1 3/4 inches. And you've made this beautiful baseline. You line that up on there, and he lines up beautifully. Gotta get my hand down here farther. Just go slow. You're going through 6 layers of fabric. If you don't take your time, your ruler's going to move, and then you're going to be crying. Line it back up. Pick up where I left off. There we go. So what we have here now, and I always, when you go to pick it up, do it slowly, because sometimes where you stopped, then where you picked up, you left a little tiny connection. So if you pick it up real quick, your fabric's going to get all jumbled. You have to smooth it all out. Now, I've got a strip, and he's pinned in 3 places. So I'm just going to set him aside for now. Now, He had the pins in him because he was on the edge. There's no pins here. So you always want to remember before you do your next cut, you don't have to realign anything. You're just going to take 3 more pins, take a big bite so you don't get out of alignment. Do one at one end, one at this end. Just go in, you know, a couple inches because we do this every time we cut a strip. And then we're going to come down here. Okay. I'm going to move him a little closer to myself. Again, 3 3/4 inches. Double check. I got to get down closer. Got this lamp over my head. You can't see it, I hope. Quarter-inch line on that beautiful cut edge. Everything's straight. Love it. Just kind of fold them in thirds and set them aside. 3 more pins. Now I had one time, my husband came in, I was doing this process, and he started talking to me. I made my cut and I didn't realize that I didn't put the pins in. So I cut it and picked it up and I was like, oh no, they're all out of alignment. All I did was go through the whole alignment process with that strip. It can be done. Okay, 3 3/4. Now I did make a mistake too. On the very first one I did, I cut 3 3/4. The next one, I don't know what I was off. I think I cut like a 3 1/2 or something. But he was a different size then. I was like, oh God, now it's ruined. It just meant I had a few less blocks in that. But then I took those and I made smaller ones and I used them in the borders. So, I mean, it's not wasted. If you screw up a whole strip, don't just throw it out. There's things you can do with it. Okay. Do a little, stop, make sure I'm okay. You want a sharp blade because it will just chew up your fabric and you will not have a good experience if you don't take the time to put in a sharp blade. Now see, on this one, if I wanted to do a small quilt, I could have cut it on the 12 instead of on the making it a larger repeat. I could have cut it every 12 inches. Oops, there we go. I didn't get that part done, did I? What you can also do, what do I do with my scissors? Have your scissors there, because if it's one little thing, I just go in and snip it. I don't try to, just one little salvage there, because you know I don't get away with nothing. If I screw something up, there's always witnesses. Okay, that's why you do it slowly. What have we got? We got 1, 2, 3. Put in 3 more. 1. Once you get these strips cut, to me, the aligning, getting that edge straight and cutting these strips, once you get past this, it's all fun and games. Because it's very easy after that. And this is not that it's difficult, you just have to pay attention, you have to go slow. For me, sometimes paying attention is the hard part. Let's see, what we got here? Getting it lined up, making sure he's good. See, last time I didn't. Make sure he doesn't move. is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get 2 more out of this. Put in the pins. Let's see, move it down. I get a grip. Okay, I'm all lined up. 3 3/4. Yeah, you don't have to have a lot of sewing experience, quilting experience. This is not difficult, but you do have to be comfortable with a rotary cutter. You gotta know how to keep your fingers out of the way. I had to learn that the hard way several times. Okay. Set them aside. Pull it down. Last one. See, depending on the size of your repeat is how many strips you're going to get out of it. We had enough. It wasn't quite 24 inches, but I'm still going to be able to get my 6 strips out of it. What line am I on here? Wait a minute. 3 3/4. Here we go. Love it. Did I not cut that? I'm going to straighten that up. Oh, it was just a T90 little bit off. Okay, T90, that's tiny in Texas, so at least that's what they tell me. Okay, got my lined up. There we go. And that's what we have left, about 3/4 of an inch. That's what I love about this. You use all of the fabric. Okay, next we're going to be cutting our equilateral triangles.